Hello YouTube, I'm David with the David West channel. Well, yesterday I showed you a little bit of flint and steel, and today I wanted to show you about this lanyard that I have on there. This is not just a just a plaything. This can be deployed and used as a bow drill bowstring. That's what I want to show you today. Here is a bow that I made last week. Just went out to the wood pile and cut it off, and I had contemplated making a whole video dedicated to making bows. Don't know how much interest we'd have in that. So this is just a stick. I cut off all the branches that might be in the way on it, and as you see, it has just a little arch in it. I don't like much of an arch. Maybe, you know, if you put a straight edge across here, maybe just 1.5 inches of an arc. And then I cut, this is the bottom here. I cut the bottom with a slot, and at the top I like to cut a little bit of an angle and put another slot and put that knot through here. The string will come down through here, and instead of, you know, coming through the bottom slot and wrapping around it and tying it off, I think I'm just going to do a handheld bowstring today. Now I have a playlist dedicated to the handheld bowstring. I got a couple dry spots on the table here. We're still in between rains. It's supposed to rain more today and rain tomorrow, so we'll do what we can. This would look cool. Every time I think something would look cool in time lapse, it ends up being too fast or not being all that great. Let me put you on time lapse, and I'll show you how I'll show you deploying this. All right, let's make a knot, like a double knot. I just come through the loop twice to give the knot a little thickness so it'll stay in the slot. And then we'll have another knot down here for me to hold on to. There's a lot more cordage in that lanyard than what you might think, isn't there? That's 2.5 feet. And just put it in the slot. And then I'm going to wrap it around my hand. And of course, leave a little slack to get the spindle in there. And then I press this part against my thigh to make it tight. We could have come down here in this slot, right? Pull it down into that slot, leave myself a little bit of slack, and then just wrap this around here. Could have done that, would have worked fine. So as you see, it'll work just fine. Once I got started with that type of bow, I thought, well, let me just go ahead and make an ember with it. I still want to show you the handheld bowstring technique because we have enough bottom in there to go for another ember. Now, where do I keep my pine needles? And since this is an ember that will not coalesce, you remember this particular set here with the live oak and on tulip poplar bow drill set, if I was to take and drop that down into this tinder bundle, it'd just sift right down through there, fall into hundreds of pieces, and I'd lose the ember. So let's go ahead and ignite some punk wood. First I'll ignite it, then I'll go ahead and put it all together in the tinder bundle. And I will attempt to dump this ember right on top of the punk wood. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think you can see it. Now, let me go get some more pine needles and punk wood. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Now for the handheld bowstring technique. Hardly a char on that fatwood bearing block because it's soaking wet from being out in the rain. Same thing with the spindle tip. There's not much on there. Now, it's hard to show this. Maybe I can do it from this angle. You want to wrap the string around your hand. You take the slack up between those two fingers there. Leave a little slack to put your spindle in, and then you're going to tighten it. You tighten it against your hip. And I like this technique. Let's see if we can make another ember. Ooh, it loosened up. Hold on. And it does make some imprints on your hand, but I have tough hands that will not bruise. There'll be no damage to my hand when that fills back in a few minutes. Still not a lot of charring on either end of the bearing block. Just happen to have another piece of punk wood right here. let's go ahead and try it without the punk wood. Just happen to have some pine needles right here. Laying that ember on this leaf right here is going to be a good idea. The ember's going away. I don't know if we're going to be able to get the ignition. And that's what I'm talking about. What looks like a perfectly good ember, if it does not coalesce, you're liable to lose your opportunity to get the flames. All right, y'all. I'm glad that we could cheat the rainy forecast again. I appreciate you joining me on this one. We'll catch you on the next one.